giant factor in the fight is that you have been in wars. You've been in a bunch of wars.
Yeah.
And Ilia really had only had some rough moments against Jai Herbert. Yusuf Zalal gave him some problems, but it was nothing serious. The wars that you've been in, these just down and dirty brawls that you've been in, you're comfortable with the back and forth. You're comfortable with enduring. You know that you're not going to break. If your body holds up, you're going to keep fighting and you can endure. I don't think he'd ever experienced that before. So when you didn't break in the second round, and I think he made a mistake, and I think you're correct about that. You said he made a mistake by going to the ground.
Absolutely.
And that he hurt you to the body.
I told Trevor yesterday, I think, him hurting to my body was one of the main reasons I won.
He's obsessed. He hasn't stopped tweeting about me all week, lad. He needs to sort his life out.
Fucking him out, please. Loudly, shut up, man.
What did you say, Jared, anyway? That little bum's irrelevant.
As a boy,
you little mongrel.
De corazón. Hey.
English, yeah.
Hey.
Speak English.
You want to talk to me like the man to man? You said something about me. I went to your country. I slap your face. I get at the waist and win. I walk like a king in your street.
Are you talking English?
And what you did?
Is that English?
Man? Yeah, of course I do.
Speak English for the people.
Shut up.
Not German or Spanish like you're from.
I'm talking in English and you in English. Y que te follen en español.
Adding fuel to that same...
Adding more chaos to this heated rivalry, Paddy Pimblett refuses to stay quiet. He insists a future showdown with Ilia Topuria is inevitable. Yet he strongly warns the former champion won't be the same fighter after Justin Gaethje exposed his hidden weakness.
I want to be undisputed champion of the world. I want to be the first ever world champion from Liverpool. And I'm going to do that. I know that's in my destiny. I know it's in my fate. Whether it's the next fight or the next 10 fights, I'm going to be a world champion. It's that simple. If you want me to fight Justin next, if you want me to fight Posh Boy next, if you want me to fight Chorizo next, if you want me to fight Charles next, anyone can get it.
To get one of the biggest fights in the lightweight division, I am, of course, talking about Paddy Pimblett taking on Ilia Topuria. These two have been going back and forth at each other for a long time. They absolutely hate one another. They've been going back and forth, talking shit, throwing bottles of water at one another, okay? Calling each other names. They even stood in the middle of a UFC octagon after Ilia Topuria knocked out Charles Oliveira. Paddy Pimblett got in the cage. They squared up.
Starts calling out Ilia Topuria, the winner of Holloway versus McGregor. There was fighting. I guess that fight ain't happening. Maybe you could get Holloway done. But I reckon December, Ilia Topuria, Paddy Pimblett. Why not, man? Let Paddy Pimblett have his summer. Get his back on momentum. You have to cash in on Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett.
There is absolutely no denying that the long-running feud between Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria has been boiling for months, with both fighters trading brutal verbal shots. The tension exploded at the UFC London event when Ilia Topuria confronted Paddy Pimblett face-to-face, pushing their already fiery rivalry into an even more intense public spectacle.
And it was very competitive.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? You got to be happy with that.
I didn't quit on me still like a...
No, see, this is part of the stuff I wanted to ask you about. What are your thoughts on Ilia right now?
He's a little bitch, lad. How can you sit there, call yourself a world champion, and quit on you still when the going gets tough? You know what I mean? You don't do that. Real fighters don't do that.
It seemed like with Ilia's success, and he was talking about being a 3-weight division champion and stuff like that, seemed like that fight might not have happened between you two. But now it seems like it might be a real scenario. Is that something you're thinking about?
I always wanted to fight him, man. I think it's inevitable at some point that I'll fight him. It's inevitable. At one point in our careers, our paths are going to cross. It's as simple as that. But, you know, Justin Gaethje beat me, and I said he was going to beat Ilia.
Whenever Paddy and Ilia Topuria finally meet at press conferences, the atmosphere instantly turns explosive. With savage verbal shots being fired between both fighters nearly every time they share the same space, every new encounter keeps pouring gasoline onto what is quickly becoming one of the most personal rivalries the sport has ever witnessed. Adding even more heat to their explosive rivalry, Paddy didn't hesitate to attack Topuria over his defeat against Justin Gaethje. Turning that loss into fresh ammunition for their very public war of words, he made it clear he viewed the setback as more than a simple bad night, portraying it as a serious blow to Topuria's reputation that he had no problem exposing.
He hasn't stopped tweeting about me all week, lad. He needs to sort his life out.
Back in your mouth, please, loudly, shut up, man.
What did you say, Jared, anyway?
No, I
that
said...
little bum's irrelevant. As a boy, you little mongrel.
De corazón. Hey.
English,
hey.
yeah?
Hey.
Speak English.
You want to talk to me like the man-to-man? You said something about me. I went to your country. I slapped your face. I get at the wasting win. I walk like a king in your street.
Are you talking English?
And what you did? What you
Is
did,
that
man?
English?
Yeah, of course I do.
Speak English for the people.
Shut up.
Not German or Spanish like you're from.
I'm talking in English and you in English. You get the follen in Spanish.
After his latest victory, Paddy Pimblett revealed real interest in a rematch with Justin Gaethje. He made it obvious he wouldn't avoid that challenge if the perfect opportunity appeared, treating it as unfinished business. Paddy Pimblett showed zero hesitation about facing Gaethje again, regardless of how their first encounter originally unfolded.
And this is what I'd do to you. I'd make you quit. Oh, nice right hand by Justin. Oh, Gaethje always goes for the kill. I know he could leave himself a bit open, being a bit overzealous and trying to finish him, but it doesn't look to me like Topuria's got that power still, lad. And you can see, never faced any adversity in your life, lad, and now you're facing it and you're quitting like a little... I went 5 with him, lad, and kept biting down on me gummy and swinging till the last bell. Really is on mount, yeah. Let's see if we can do anything with it. This could steal in the round, definitely, lad, for good.
Paddy went on to claim that Ilia Topuria won't return as the same fighter after his defeat to Justin Gaethje, arguing that a loss of this magnitude can leave a deep psychological impact and a lasting effect on future performances.
Like a little, my face was worse than yours, you little... Get that Twitter up now, lad. I'm quote tweeting that tweet he sent to me. Justin Gaethje. Well in, lad. Undisputed champion. You deserve it after your career. But now I want that rematch. I am going to finish BSD and I want that rematch with Justin Gaethje for the undisputed title. I told you, didn't I? It was fate. Justin Gaethje, man, that's off to you. You deserve it for the fucking heavy career you've had. You absolutely deserve it, lad. Everyone gave me shit for getting beat by him. What now? What now, lad? Thought he was finished. Thought he was 38. Thought he was over the hill. And then he just beat you. Greatest fighter of all time. Ilia Topuria.
Meanwhile, MMA experts point out that newly crowned undisputed champion Justin Gaethje is expected to make his first title defense against Arman Tsarukyan, creating what many believe could be a thrilling new chapter for the lightweight division. With Tsarukyan's impressive resume and elite ranking position, the potential matchup already has fans buzzing ahead of any official announcement.
Back the same.
Really?
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying because that can change.
He's never lost before. Like, I lost when I was 18. I had to build myself back up then. Then I lost again when I was 21 when I thought I was invincible.
Yeah.
But he's never lost before. And he's about 27. And his whole aura around his fighting is, I'm unbeaten. No one can beat me. Now he's just being beat by Justin Gaethje. In his words, 38-year-old man. Know what I mean? When he beat me.
Yeah.
And then he just went and absolutely punched his face in for 4 rounds.
It wasn't quite like that, but you're right, though. He did beat him convincingly.
Looking past the defeat, Ariel Helwani and his guest PT delivered a surprising perspective on Topuria's future, suggesting the loss may actually release him from massive expectations and give him the freedom to rebuild without chasing impossible perfection. Although they avoided predicting exactly when he will reclaim the top spot, their belief in his comeback potential was impossible to ignore.
Justin Gaethje, right?
As we all have been saying, thought it would happen, man. Back when he got the Paddy fight, I was like, rightfully so.
But is that it?
Yeah,
is that it?
In my opinion, yes. Arman is
going to be ready for the rematch.
Arman is ready. I think Ilia is going to need some time to recover. I'm not sure just winning the title and not defending warrants the immediate rematch.
Yeah.
I think.
Despite the growing doubts and setbacks surrounding him, Topuria made it clear he plans to return for a rematch, refusing to allow the current circumstances or outside criticism to damage his confidence. He described it as unfinished business, proving he has no intention of walking away or accepting this result as the final chapter between him and Gaethje.
He doesn't have to press. He doesn't have to be the guy. He chased the knockout against Justin Gaethje to a degree that I think was to his detriment. He was he was entering a war with Justin Gaethje in a way that he hadn't in the past, and I don't think he needed to, because he wanted to knock him out, because he had built the expectations to this level. He now has the opportunity to not have to worry about that. He now has the opportunity to say, I've suffered defeat, I've made it out of the other side, I'm all good, I'm still a gangster, and he's going to rebuild himself. If anybody's selling Ilia Topuria stock, I'm buying all of it. I will buy every single shred.
Looking at Topuria's recovery timeline, Michael Bisping believes he could be sidelined for around 6 months while recovering from the broken orbital bones suffered during the fight. That recovery window could play a major role in deciding his next move in the division. He also stressed that an injury this serious isn't something to rush, meaning fans might have to wait before seeing Topuria make his return inside the octagon.
Congratulations. You said you'd leave your mark on my face, and you did. Class. You took the sight from my right eye in the first round, and by the end of the second, from my left too. No excuses. At one of the best camps of my life, I came in sharp, prepared, and ready. Last night was your night. That's the nature of this game. Glory and pain walk side by side. I'll heal, I'll rest, and I'll return stronger, wiser, and far more dangerous. And trust me, this story between us is far from over. We will have our rematch. I mean, that's as good as it gets, right? Credit
Glory
at the
and pain
top.
walk side by side. Unbelievable.
Still giving out bars. Unsurprising to me. I imagine that he was going to be gracious in defeat. I know he does the predicting everything, celebrating beforehand, showboating, all of that, but it doesn't surprise me
that is amazing.
He's carrying himself with class throughout this. I mean, you see it with all the great.
With all the drama already building between them, Michael Bisping believes a Topuria versus Pimblett matchup has every ingredient needed to become a massive blockbuster, highlighting the tension, history, and star power both fighters would bring into the build-up. He argues that the mix of personal hatred and mainstream attention is the perfect recipe for turning a fight into a major spectacle rather than just another bout on the card, making it a matchup he wants the promotion to create sooner instead of later.
He broke both orbital bones in his face, okay? I'm not surprised. The man was black and blue, okay? The swelling on the face, the swelling on the nose. It's okay. He'll be back. He'll be fine, right? Will he be the same version of himself? We don't know. We got to assume. I thought the way that Ilia Topuria handled himself after the fight was nothing but class. I think I saw a story somewhere that his brother came over to him and said, how you doing? He said, hey, listen, did the people enjoy the fight? That's the main thing that he wanted to know. And it was a phenomenal fight. Obviously, recency bias, one of the best fights this year, if not of all time. Topuria just lost to Justin Gaethje, so they're both coming off losses. And if he wins against Benoit Saint-Denis, well, Ilia Topuria is the former undisputed lightweight champion of the world. So it's still a good, logical matchup. And these two absolutely hate one another. There'll be a lot of drama in the build-up to the fight. And I, for one, want to see it settled once and for all. My dog is here. What do you think? Get out of here. Get out of here. And when you consider the stylistic matchup and what Paddy showed against Justin Gaethje, and the fact that, yeah, he did go 5 rounds, right? It would.
Paddy responded to the outside criticism by brushing off the ever-changing expectations from his doubters, without calling out specific names or turning it into a personal complaint. He made his position crystal clear. His focus remains on collecting wins, not wasting energy trying to convince people who have already made up their minds.
This, with such high profiles like Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria. And there's that much tension, that much beef, that much drama, that much old school footage that they can use, not only squaring up inside the octagon, but at UFC London when they were talking shit and had to be separated by security. I heard stories of them almost getting into fights in the hallways and stuff like that, but there was no cameras rolling. Of course, there was a few water bottles thrown and stuff like that. There's always been heat and friction between the two of them, and now it's lining up.
Joe Rogan and Justin Gaethje analyzed the key moments that decided the fight, especially how Gaethje survived early damage from powerful body shots and stayed composed. They argued that Topuria's choice to hunt for a finish on the ground after landing heavy strikes became a costly tactical mistake, eventually causing him to drain his energy as the fight continued.
Anyway, know what I mean? When 2 days ago it was BSD's going to smash Paddy, his grappling's well better, he's got too much power for him, this and that, but people just love moving the goalposts with me, and I don't give a move them all you want. As long as I keep winning, I keep getting paid, and keep making steps towards being a world champion, you can say what you want. Anyone can say what they want about me.
Looking at how Paddy performed in his latest fight, Michael Bisping believes that despite both fighters having impressive grappling backgrounds, the matchup could eventually turn into a striking battle. He points out that while Sandy Denise brings incredible physical power and crushing top pressure, Pimblett becomes especially dangerous from his back, with his wild and unpredictable striking style often forcing opponents into costly mistakes.
Factor in the fight is that you have been in wars. You've been in a bunch of wars.
Yeah.
And Ilia really had only had some rough moments against Jai Herbert. Yusuf Zalal gave him some problems, but it was nothing serious. The wars that you've been in, these just down and dirty brawls that you've been in, you're comfortable with the back and forth. You're comfortable with enduring. You know that you're not going to break. If your body holds up, you're going to keep fighting and you can endure. I don't think he'd ever experienced that before. So when you didn't break in the second round, and I think he made a mistake, and I think you're correct about that. You said he made a mistake by going to the ground.
Absolutely.
And that he hurt you to the body.
I told Trevor yesterday, I think, him hurting to my body was one of the main reasons.
Breaking down Paddy's recent 5-round experience, Chael argues that surviving the full distance in a main event gives him a major mental and physical advantage over fighters who have never faced that challenge. While he doesn't claim it guarantees victory, he believes this experience could become the deciding factor against an opponent who hasn't been tested in deep waters. Because no training session can truly recreate the feeling of battling for 25 minutes against another elite fighter determined to finish you.
Even one another out. I think Paddy, if he's taken down, is way more dangerous off his back. Benoit Saint-Denis does have really good top game, top pressure. I don't think he has the ability to submit Paddy Pimblett. This is mixed martial arts, and one good shot where you rock someone, anything can happen. But Paddy is a high-level grappler, but so is Benoit Saint-Denis. That's why I said this one kind of plays out on the feet. Paddy is going to be way more aggressive, having the success against Justin Gaethje that he did. And yeah, I've said it a few times, there was a few technical mistakes. The chin is a little bit high. The shots come at weird angles, but that actually ends up helping Paddy because they're unexpected, weird,
On the psychological side of the fight, Justin explains the importance of entering without rigid expectations, arguing that this mindset is what helps him remain calm when chaos erupts inside the cage. He contrasts that with Topuria's intense pressure-driven approach, suggesting that mentality ultimately worked against him once his original strategy failed to unfold the way he had planned.